to Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends, a weekly talking segment with invited guests, best-selling authors, international speakers, coaches, and business leaders. A collective conversation aimed to empower, encourage, inspire all that listen. So welcome to our show, Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. Welcome to Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends, a weekly talking segment with invited guests, best-selling authors, international speakers, coaches, and business leaders. A collective conversation aimed to empower, encourage, inspire all that listen. So welcome to our show, Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. Welcome to Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends, a weekly talking segment with invited guests, best-selling authors, international speakers, coaches, and business leaders. A collective conversation aimed to empower, encourage, inspire all that listen. So welcome to our show, Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. Welcome to Hey everybody. Hello. Yes, I'm here in a mid-afternoon. Yeah, my hair looking funny. Look, hello, good afternoon. Oh my goodness. I'm going to relax and just have my coffee and really just talk to you guys. We've got we're down to the wire of the awards appreciation today. This is a mid-afternoon interviews that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing several throughout the day. So I wanted to come on and again, I've got some that are starting, say any minute now, they could be showing up. And then we'll be back on. There's a difference in the time zone. So I got to sit up here just a little bit. So you go. So I got my time. So I'm Eastern Standard Time now. And there are a few of the guests that are overseas in the UK and also in, where are they? In Dubai. And so I had to accommodate them rather than coming on at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. That's ridiculous. So let me just kind of digress a little bit. You may be just kind of, as they say, fall in. I am Dr. Sandy Sanders. I am the host and creator of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. We are a platform that hosts authors' anthology book projects. And most of all, I say that it is for you. Why do I say that? Because you just might be looking for a good book to read. We are celebrating 6 years of being in this StreamYard streaming virtual space of interviewing authors from all over the world. And we didn't start out like that. No, we did not. 6 years ago, even before that, just to kind of give you a little bit of a background of what I've been doing here over these past 6 years. Many of you may have even been on our platform yourself as an author, if you will. I can't see from where I am. Say hello to me, say hi. Let me know that you're watching. Celebrate the authors and let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm going to be on for a minute. I am going to be doing a couple of things and I'm kind of planning it out as I go. Okay. So Coffee Conversation actually started from an idea that Coffee Conversation. So I was doing Facebook Lives is what I was doing. I'm waiting for some guests to come in. So Coffee Conversation was me putting up every Saturday morning. Well, Saturday morning I would go live and it was called Coffee Conversations with Sandy. And it will be a biblical topic, a biblical conversation that we would talk about whatever, the thought of the week that God would give me. And I would have this conversation.
And of course, the thing would, your favorite cup of coffee, the scripture of the week. So I would do this maybe 15, 30-minute talk, right? And it got to the point that people were really looking for it every Saturday morning. And that was that piece. Then the second piece was, as I became an author, in an anthology book project, Notes to a Younger Woman, which is Tanya Marie Lewis was my, and is, because the book is still out there. And Tanya Marie Lewis out of Mississippi, my very first anthology book project. And she was my visionary author. And we did a collaboration of women. We did a collaboration of women doing these notes to young girls, and the notes to whether you were in college, whether it was a young lady in your community, in your church. So that was the anthology book project. And then I went into my second anthology project. And my second anthology project was Trailblazers Who Lead. And that was with Dr. Yeah, she's going to be one. She is one already, whether she's got the title. Karen Crockett Cherry. She was my, she is, and that book again is still out. And there actually is a Trailblazer Who Leads too. So being in doing what I was doing the lives. At that point, we were doing the lives and already had the book out. And I have to digress a little bit, because then whenever Success Women's Conference came, and Success Women's Conference is a big conference for women prior to COVID, started for business women. And in Biloxi, Mississippi, there are 3 women that I contribute my success to is Karen Crockett Cherry, Dorothy P. Wilson, and Tiffany D. Bell. These 3 phenomenal women came together to say, hey, the backdrop is that they put on this amazing conference for women in business that needed a space to be affirmed, awarded for their work in the community, blah, blah, blah. Hundreds and thousands of people showing up for a few years before I actually went. I'm in the midst of all of this greatness, and I did not have the confidence that I felt that I belonged in the room. I am truly waiting for my guest. I'm gonna reach out to her because she's in the UK, and I'm trying to see. I know I sent her the link, and I'm looking to see where she is. So forgive me if I'm kind of talking to the phone, but that's what I did. I went, and so I didn't think I belonged. And this is really kind of a message for someone else. When you really don't think that you belong somewhere, and you pass up great opportunities for fear. And so I missed out on, some great opportunities of networking, connecting, because I didn't feel like I belonged. And so in the year of 2019, I was determined. I'd grown a little bit, I had a few books under my belt. And this was actually before Trailblazers had already come out. So that's in between that. Karen reached out to me. She said, Sandy, you have a show. And I was like, I do? Hey, hello, Madame Shirley. Hello, how are you? Thank you for letting me know that you're there. So I didn't know I had a show, but somebody else did. I was just doing what I do. I was getting on, and the visibility, this is where authors do author tours. And so Karen, being the leader that she is, the trailblazer who she is, says, Sandy, we're going to, I want to bring the authors on your show, and you have a show. And I'm like, I do. So after I kind of got over that shock that that's what I had, but that's where someone sees you and they see what you have, and they're really, mentoring you. And she is my mentor, and mentoring you, and just, she just speak it. This is what you have, and this is what we're going to do. I'm like, okay, but all in the back of my mind, I'm shaking. I'm like, she just told me I had a show, and all I was doing, y'all, is doing what I'm doing right now. And so here we go. we do the first show, and I'm actually going to show that clip. I'm going to grab it. And we did our very first, well, it wasn't our first one, but our first anthology author tour. And it was with Karen Crockett Cherry. And then after that, I just began to navigate through this space of authors and had not knowing how to market, not knowing how to do vendor spaces and things like that. And what that is that I just didn't truly know how to do it. Okay. And I'm going to turn my notification down. And so when that all happened, when all of that happened, I had to ask God, show me what to do and how to do it. And that's whenever book talks actually came a little bit later. So obviously the word gets out, social media, and then we have COVID, because with the whole tour of Trailblazers Who Lead had to pivot. All of us authors. So listen, Karen, she did what she had to do along with everybody else. That's when so what was happening is that anthology book projects were coming out left and right. Anthology book projects were coming out. And can we be on your show? Can I bring my authors on? Sure, come on. I'm all excited. Listen, y'all, all I can say is that in the 6 years in the beginning, I was looking really crazy. Okay. But the minute the light comes on, or as I get behind the seat and I get behind the seat here, and what happens is that I find my rhythm. I found what God had called me to do. And one of the things that God called me to do is to bring the light of other people's story. I have now come to know my purpose, my calling, what I do, what God's called me to do. I really realized that my purpose in life is in this space, in what I do. And one of the ladies that is, I'm mentioning her, if she's still on, she's out of Uganda and Nigeria, excuse me. She travels, she has a project in Uganda, but she's in Nigeria. And her and I, listen, she's amazing. Coach Shirley Murphy is phenomenal. And I'm jumping over my little story here just so that you all can acknowledge the great person that is in my audience right now. And so as I begin to, and this is where I'm going to, let's go ahead and look at a clip. I'm going to bring up a couple of clips that I want you all to see, where we have actually been able and had the honor and privilege of interviewing some amazing authors. And over the years, it has been such a joy, such a blessing that they would even think of, little me, and want to bring their authors on our show. And I am just so honored. Listen, as an author, as I became more of an author, because I'm in tons of books, I stopped counting, but yes, at least there's over 30. We're getting close to 30. I think there's around 25 or more anthology projects that I'm a part of. And one of the things is that the desire to make sure that I would always have a space for authors. That is the goal, that I would always have space for authors to come and share their incredible stories. I am going to share my screen on this particular author and authors that are in this book here. Y'all bear with me here for 1 second. That's what today is all. I'm all with y'all today, okay? And so you're going to see me, you're going to see some authors and coming through. So I'm going to share my screen. So we're going to listen to this group of authors here. Okay. what is it that you're sharing in this particular volume that you would like for us to know?
What I think is pretty amazing is when it came to me asking the Lord for the analogy,
Yeah.
I asked for it, but I didn't know anyone else who was in the foster care system.
Mhm.
So that's what it's like. I asked the Lord a hard thing, which of course it was not hard for him because he knew how to put all the dots together. That was pretty amazing. So volume one is just, I'm going to say it's one of those volumes that, you know how in the Bible it talks about how Noah, he didn't have to go out and get the animals. His only instruction was to build the ark. And then he even had many, many, many years to build the ark and to try to convince people, you know, to come in, get in the ark. What I love is that he didn't have to go out and get the animals. And so the Lord actually brought every um, individual, he brought every author so that we would have our volume one. And we had 7 authors, which is the number of completion. So the Lord is pretty amazing on how he does things because, like I said, I had no idea where these authors were coming from. Here it is, I'm looking up to the heavens and asking for something. And he's going, okay, well, since you asked, I'm going to make it possible.
So, yes, so that what you just saw, forgive me for stepping away, and we're going to clean this up and clip it a little bit. But that interview right there is with Dr. Kay and Kay Kaiser. She has a book that is totally with women and men that were in foster care because she was in foster care. So that's that clip. That's what that is. And so that was the one that you saw. And I'm going to pull up another one. So forgive me that I had to step away because I told you I've got people, authors coming on, not just people, but they're authors coming on that are, they're overseas and work schedules and things like that. That's why today is a casual day. Tonight is a big night. So let me kind of give you a schedule. Is I'm doing this today. I'll be on here for a minute, and I'll be interviewing Yinka Kalani is who my guest is, and I'm waiting for her to come on, and then after her, actually coming on through is going to be Evangelist Sherelle Mims. She will be joining me shortly, and then in this same kind of hour is Jackie Castro Cooper out of Mississippi, and I will also be interviewing Dr. Judy and Dr. Judy James. Yes, Got to get it together here. So let's see here. Let's see who else we want to bring up. Again, y'all rolling in. You're finding us. You're coming through. This is the awards day today. The appreciation today is the day. Listen, I am so excited. For all month long, we have been hearing from some amazing, amazing authors that have graced our stage over and this virtual space over the past 6 years. And I wanted to take today, it is my work day off. And so, we do have a corporate job. And so I took the time to want to just do this for you all, the audience. And for you all, the audience. So I wanted to take a moment and just share what our experience has been over the past 6 years. So today is that day. I'm taking that today to do that. Okay. So listen, let's see who I can bring up next that we can have an interview with. I am going to go ahead. There's people. I am honoring everybody. So if you haven't seen a graphic, doesn't mean I'm not honoring you. I'm taking the time, and you guys will be getting your certificates. But here is one I want. Let's go ahead and let's hear from this group of authors right here. Let's see here. A lot of them are the graphics that I have coming through. I want to pull up an interview that I know that you guys will really, really enjoy. So, and so how's everybody doing? We're going to have, tonight is the big finale. And tonight is the big finale. And I really, really am excited because we have tons of authors that will be coming through to share their experience on being on Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. Okay. And so I'm excited about these authors that are coming through. And as I said, Yinka will be coming on in just a few moments. So that we can share. I think what it is that I need to bring the videos up from another side. So on tonight, I am going to be, let's see here. Well, it looks like we are sharing here on both. So bear with me here for just a moment. I am going to share a clip from one of the interviews that I held with these ladies on our very opening night. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull this one. This was on our opening night. Let me get over here. I'm waiting for my guests to come in. And in the meantime, let's just take a look. Okay. I'm excited, y'all. It's been 6 years. So y'all join me in the fun. Okay. One of our recipients of the Trailblazer Award for the first Authors Appreciation Award of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I'm going to yield.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sandy. So yes, as I started in technology, also feels like so many years ago, it started in Y2K. Remember Y2K, when the computers were supposed to die from 1999 as we flipped from 1999 to 2000. So
that is Kenyatta Powers Rucker?
Before I got to that position.
Who is actually having a book release this weekend. I got laid
off. I was out of a job for almost a year. And I went on 1,000 different interviews. And by the time I got to this particular interview, I started not to go because why?
So
I did not fit
winner
the bill.
Trailblazer Award.
Needed a degree I didn't have. It needed X amount of years of experience that I didn't have. And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't qualify for this. Why should I apply? But I applied, and God said, "It's yours," and I got the position. I started as a 6-month contractor for the Y2K project. And we were to go around the state, it was a state government contract, go around the state and update computers to make sure they don't crash from 1999 to 2000. So that 6-month contract landed for about 3 years and kept renewing every 6 months and every 6 months. Okay, God, that's where I'm supposed to be. And it evolved into a state position, which also then evolved into a new supervisor position. That supervisor position, which I didn't ask for, and my manager came to me and said, "We're opening up some positions. Are you interested in applying for the supervisor position?" And I'm new to IT. This was all new to me. I'm new to IT, and I'm thinking I got. So I applied and I got the position as a supervisor. That really started my journey into leadership. And as a supervisor, and I realized that's where I was supposed to be because I enjoyed and loved what I was doing. As a supervisor, I moved from a director to a deputy chief information officer to being the first African American female. So for a job that I didn't initially think that I was qualified for or that I deserved, wound up being almost a 30-year career and being in the executive suite. And I've just been so grateful throughout the years, being a woman in technology. It wasn't always easy. Being in a room when you're pretty much the only one that looked like you, and you had to take some knives out of the back, and it wasn't always easy. But the work that I was doing that I loved, and I always loved being in the management position, being able to help and elevate other people. And so that's why, as I'm moving out of the CIO position and still doing that today, still elevating other people. But when I moved up, people that were under me came up with me. When I moved up, they moved up. And that's how I like to have things, even today, leading with the ladies in tech and dealing with the leadership coaching. I love to see people grow. I love to see people elevate themselves into the careers and what God wants them to be. So I am grateful for that position that I didn't think I wanted or didn't think I deserved, to evolve into something that where God needed me to be at that time to this time. Thank you, Dr. Sandy, for even bringing that to remembrance for the time being.
Yes, indeed, y'all. I'm up here checking my history and finding some history stuff here. But thank you so much. And we salute you and we honor you. And we just want you to know how much we appreciate you, our audience. I tell you, I think you really opened up, excuse me. I think you opened up a lot for women, women of color. And now, so what y'all looking at is the rerun.
Countries,
I want to say that this is
more than just women of color.
Opening
over a 3-year period. You've been able to connect with women from continents all across the country. So I don't want to get that messed up. So give us an example of some of the women that are.
So I'm going to stop sharing on that particular interview. As we begin to continue, those of you that are tuning in and y'all watching and saying, "What's going on? Sandy on? I don't see nobody." But yeah, doing a little bit of celebrating. This is for you guys. I'm celebrating all day today. You're going to see clips from, I'm in the background kind of creating some stuff for tonight. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, we will have our finale of authors that will be coming on tonight. We're expecting, let's start with this afternoon. Yinka Kalani from the UK will be joining me momentarily. Then I will have Jackie Castro Cooper, who has a solo book project, but she's also in some anthologies. But I sought to ask her to be on this celebration piece throughout this month because of her contribution to women and her backdrop story of the three amazing women that helped shape her into who she is. So Jackie will be joining me. Evangelist Bertha P. Winston is going to be joining me as well. So I'm looking forward to her coming on in a little while. And also Evangelist Sherelle Mims, who is a visionary author, and she's also a health care guru. And I would say more so for caregivers. She is an advocate for caregivers. And so she will be joining me in the afternoon time. So the idea was to come on today during the day. I will be taking a break, but you're going to be seeing some of the clips throughout the day of interviews that I have done in over these past 6 years. Now, this one that I just finished was a very fresh one. I'm really trying to dig into the archives and find, yes, one of my older ones so that you all can see. Yes, even I look. Okay, so y'all know I changed my hair color. My hair grows really fast, and the way that the green backdrop and all of this, my backdrop has me all fuzzy looking at the top. But my hair is actually naturally black, obviously. And but then I wanted to get into a happy mood, and I changed my hair color. I went honey blonde. And so you may see some interviews where my hair color is, yes, this beautiful, beautiful honey blonde. Got a lot of compliments on it. And of course, with Life Happens, and then of course, I think it was before COVID that I did it. And then COVID, everybody was doing their hair from home, right? So lots of things were happening. Lots of things were happening during COVID. We did a lot of stuff all virtual. Would you relate? Can you relate to that? Is that we did a lot of things via COVID. And listen, I want to say that Yinka called me just a second ago. So I'm going to play one more for you, and then we're going to bring her on for you. Okay. So just bear with me here 1 second while I send her this link, and we're actually going to go ahead and look at another clip, if you will. All right. Thank you, guys. This is kind of like one of those days that you're hanging out with me. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm going to find another clip that another one of my interviews here. I'm going to see if I can pull an old one up, and let's see if we can find an old one. We've had so many amazing authors that have come through. I'm super excited. Yeah, I can hear she just popped in. Yes, let's see if we can find one. And while I'm doing this and we're getting Yinka ready, she is here. I hear her in the background. So Yinka, as we navigate through, I'm going to pull up one of these interviews here, and y'all just hang tight with me, okay? All right. Here is Dr. Dorothy P. Wilson, and this is Live Faith Out Loud, Volume 3, and that's what we're going to be listening to now, okay? Okay, bear with me here. I'm gonna share. I know I'm not sharing yet. Hey, Yinka, come on and join me. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right.
Hello, everybody.
As you can see, we're not by ourselves tonight. We are here with the contributing authors of the #1 bestseller, yes, Live Faith Out Loud. I am Sandy Sanders. Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy is powered by CTR Media Network, where we are heard in over 350 countries, 350 viewers worldwide, in over 100 countries globally. I am super excited to have these ladies with me on tonight.
Okay.
So if you guys will stay tuned, we'll do our intro, and I need you to share it out. If you have found us, you're landing on us on our Coffee Conversation Facebook page, I need you to go ahead and put some names, drop about 5 names, tag some people, okay? Let them know we're on. We're having a conversation with Dr. Dorothy on tonight, okay? And these amazing, fabulous women who are the contributing authors of the They #1 just all make bestseller. me smile. Okay, so listen, I am going to bring in, who do we have? Is Yinka Kalani. So Yinka, let me kind of give you a backdrop what I'm doing today. Today, yeah, we're accommodating your time zone of you and a few others. And so I wanted to, we're in the midst of celebrating. We're celebrating the 6 years of Coffee Conversation.
Wow,
And so
6 years already.
Yes, it is 6 years already. And I want to say to you, congratulations. You're the recipient of the Leadership Author Award, the Author Leadership Award. So I like that. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
That's so exciting. Thank you so much.
We salute you. We are ever so grateful for your contribution to Coffee Conversation. So I wanted to do this. I'm going to do some sharing, but I want, I'm going to play our intro one more time and then bring you on, because I'm going to be doing this all day. People are going to be popping in, and then we have the big event tonight. And so I'll be doing this for a couple of hours. I may have to switch up. But anyway, come on and say hello to our audience, and then I'll play the intro after your hello.
Hello, everybody. It's such a great pleasure to be with you today. I am so happy that we can do this together. Thank you, Sandy. I'm excited about this award. Thank you so much.
You are very, very welcome. Listen, I'm all excited. I think I've had about 2.5 cups of coffee, but I'm bringing, and I have my water and my tea bag, and so I have my ice water. But I'm so excited, Yinka.
I know.
Listen.
It's very exciting.
You were my very first international guest. You set the bar. You did it through the book projects, and that's what I want us to talk about this afternoon. I want us to talk about how you introduced us. The circle that I am familiar with and that I started out with, they brought me in, and it was Dawn League. Brought you in, and you opened up our world. You opened up your world to us. And that, listen, that is all I can say. So I'm going to play the intro. Then we're going to get started. I think we do have an audience guest. Oh, yes. And then Coach Shirley, she's still with me. She's still hanging out with me out of Nigeria.
Hello, Coach Shirley.
Yes, indeed. So let's do our intro, and you and I will be right back. Yes, indeed. Those of you that are tuning in, this is the Appreciation for Authors Award Midday Celebration with none other than my international guest and a dear friend, is none other than Yinka Kalani. And she is, yes, an international best-selling author. as well her own solo projects. And so, Yinka, if you will, that's just a portion. I am going to get your bio, and I'm actually looking for some clips. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. And she says, "Yes, ma'am," and then hello. And so we're going to, yeah, let's talk about it. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Adeyinka Kelani, and I became an author during the COVID lockdown. I mean, my first experience with Sandy was with the very first book anthology that I wrote in, When Your Promise Comes with a Bot, and it was a mind blowing project for me because that's my first attempt at writing. So I was still a bit nervous, but I mean, since that one, I think I'm on my number 9th anthology now. So I mean that after that first one, I really enjoyed it. I love the experience of writing and sharing my story, and then above all that, I love the testimonies that I get, that when people read the book and they read and they're like, oh my God, Inka, your chapter really blessed me, or your chapter made me reconnect back to God. I mean, that was mind blowing for me. So I guess, I mean, we're going to continue writing.
Listen, wherever you want to start, whichever book you want to talk about, I want you to talk about that. And I'm looking for a clip. I'll be right back.
Okay. So I think I'll talk about my solo book project, When Your Promise Comes with a Bot. And that's a book that I'd had in my mind for so many years. So eventually, I just thought to myself, what, you can just sit down and write this book. And that was what I did. So in that book, I wrote about my journey to a place of acceptance of my son's autism diagnosis. And it was a very painful journey for me because, here's a child that I prayed so hard to God for. I kept believing God to have a baby. I kept believing God to have a baby. And then when I eventually conceived, I mean, I was the happiest woman on earth, I was very excited. I was like, God, I mean, I could tell everybody that God really does answer prayer. So you can imagine my shock when my son was now diagnosed with autism and he's nonverbal. And I kept on asking God, why would you allow this happen to me? I kept, trying to figure out, okay, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? And I realized, I came to a place where I realized that, what? God doesn't make mistakes. He does not make mistakes. And so I told myself, look, Inka, for God to have given you this child is because he knows you're capable of taking care of this boy, even with all of his challenges. And I realized that I'm actually already equipped for it. If God gave me that boy, it means that, I have what it takes to be his mother. And so I decided to write about it so I can encourage everyone else. Whatever it is that our promises, whatever it is that God has told us to do, but it's not looking the way we expected it to look. Honestly speaking, you can trust God. You can trust him to carry you through that issue. I mean, that's what I came to realize with my son. It dawned on me that, look, God is a loving father. And as much as he loves me as his child, he also loves my son as his child. And so I came to a place where I was like, okay, God, I need to start celebrating this boy, even with all of his challenges. I need to start celebrating the gifts that God gave to me. And that was the turning point in my life. That was the turning point in my relationship with my son. And so I decided, what, let me write about this, just so I can encourage everyone out there that, what, when that your promise eventually comes, and your promise could be anything. It could be a husband, it could be a house, it could be your dream job, whatever it is that God has promised you, you can trust him, even if it doesn't look like the way you expected it to look. Maybe the husband came and you're like, oh, this wasn't what I expected. Oh, this is not really what I dreamt of. This is not really what I asked for. Guess what? God doesn't make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. And that's one thing I want everybody to take away when you read, my story in that book, When Your Promise Comes with a Bot. We can trust God. We can absolutely rest our backs and just know that he's the one carrying us. And so now, I'm able to celebrate my son. I'm able to celebrate him, even with all of his challenges. I'm able to really thank God and say, God, I thank you for giving me this young man. I thank you for even counting me worthy to be his mother. And so, I just encourage everyone, grab a copy of the book. If you're feeling as if, okay, you don't know what this means, you don't know the next step, you don't know what God wants you to do, just trust him. Trust him and take that first step of faith, and everything else will fall into place. I mean, that's my journey, and that's what I want everybody to take away. Sandy, we can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes,
Can
yes,
you hear me
yes. I can hear you
Okay.
now.
So when I first interviewed you, you talked about, and Coach Shirley, she says, yes, he is great. He is a great God, always. Absolutely. And your message has remained consistent. Your message, but yet it had different levels. When I first met you, you just simply talked about the fact that you were a young woman who wanted to have a baby.
Yes.
And you talked about it. So so audience, when she talks about this project of when your promise comes with a but, I met Yinka when she began to tell the story of her asking God and praying God, her and her husband, for having a baby. Talk about how your writing has navigated over the years. You're right. You've been in several books, but your story has been consistent.
Yes.
This journey as a mother, and he is now how old?
He's 17 now.
He's 17.
Honestly.
And you brought us into learning about who your young man, your son, tell us his name.
His name is Oluwak Pamilenri. And it
Okay.
means God has made me smile. God has made me laugh.
God has made you laugh. Come on,
Yes.
tell us about this journey of unfolding your path of being a mother, a woman desiring to have a baby. I want you to take us back to that chapter.
Yes. So I'd always suffered from polycystic ovaries, so I never really had regular menstruations, and I'd always believed. I mean, I've been praying to God for a child since as long as I can remember. Honestly speaking, I think because I knew that my periods were not regular, and obviously, when you do basic biology, you know that you need to have regular menstruation to show that you're ovulating. So I started praying for a child right from then, right from my school days. I was like, okay, God, when it's time for me to have a child, I'm gonna have to trust you for it. So, I had a couple of incidences that really, it formed the foundation of my faith, believing God for a child. So I remember one time like this, I met a doctor that said to me, I usually go and get injections, to cause bleeding. And so when I met this doctor, he said to me, he said, look, you know what? Why don't we go and ask God about this, what to do? And that was my first time of hearing that. I was like, what kind of doctor asks you to go and ask God? Like, just give me the
Right.
injection, let me go.
I'm going to bring in Judy. And Judy, I was just giving you a heads up. It is that kind of a day, guys. If I'm normally broadcasting, but this is a pop in scheduled time. So Yinka, go ahead with your story. I'm getting ready to bring Judy on in.
Yes.
Yes, hey Judy.
Hello.
We
I'm
are
enjoying it.
Yes, we're on our celebration and we're hearing Yinka. Now, have you guys ever met?
No, we
No.
haven't met.
Okay, so that's what's happening, audience. So 6 years of doing this, there are many authors and people from all over the world that have never met. So I want to stop. We're going to pause for a second while Yinka was telling her story. She's taking us on a journey. So Yinka, you're from the UK. I want you to meet Judy Abrams.
Hello,
And
Judy.
Judy is
Hello.
in Texas. She's here in the States. has an amazing, incredible story. You'll be hearing that. So Judy, you're meeting Yinka for the first time. That's what's happening. Many of you all are meeting each other for the first time.
Yes.
Okay, so come on, finish as you are with your story.
Yes. So, that was the first time I'd ever hear anybody tell me, let's pray about it. And so I thought, you know what? I mean, what have I got to lose? Anyway, so we went and we started praying about it. And do you know that for that month, my period came without an injection, without anything. And so that was it was like a foundation for me. It was like God telling me that, look, Yinka, when it's time for you to have a child, I am going to be one that will make it happen. Stop worrying, stop panicking, and just trust me. And so that was the beginning of my, I stopped taking any kind of I stopped any kind of medication to cause bleeding. I was just like, you know what, God, I'm going to trust you. Anyway, several years down the line, I met my husband, we got married, and we started believing God for a child. And oh my God, it was a very, I can't even describe the journey because it's tough, because you have people looking at you and expecting, first you're married, they're looking at your tummy, second year, third year, fourth year, there's no pregnancy. And you kind of start to panic. You start to wonder, okay, God, when is it going to be? When is it going to be? Anyway, I went for medical intervention. I did some hormonal treatments and all, and I conceived. So that was like, God, thank you. Like God has finally done it for me. So we were very happy. We were so joyful. So we had the baby, and it turned out to be a boy, and he was such a handsome young man. And then just when he was about to, I think it was when he was about 3, we get the diagnosis that he's autistic. And it was like the whole world collapsed on me again. And I was like, God, why would you promise me a child for so long? And I kid you not, at the time I was praying, I'd gotten several words, I'd gotten, prophetic words that, look, that God was going to bless me with a child. I was going to, so my whole heart was like, God, you're able, you can do much more than I can ask or believe. So when the diagnosis came, oh my God, it was like everything collapsed around me. And I was like, God, are you really there? I was like, do you even exist? Why would you make me pray so hard? Even promise me, all the prophetic words I got. I kept bringing it back to God. I was like, this wasn't a lie. Why would this happen to me? Anyway, eventually, I went through all the stages of anger, of, I was so upset with God for a while. I actually did not pray for some time. I was like, you know what? I don't think you exist. Anyway, our God is such a faithful God.
That is, and I'm excuse me for interrupting you, but that is so phenomenal. And you just said something that at one point you stopped praying because you do the prayer. Yeah. And she writes about this. Your first book project that you shared it with is with Dawn. And yes, that is the Freedom Book. Y'all forgive me. Is
Finally Free?
Finally Free. Is that the one?
Yes, Finally Free. I did I've done two. I did Finally Free 2 and Finally Free 3 with Dawn.
And is that where I first met you in Finally Free?
We met on Fought by Fire, Built God Tough, but Dawn was the Dawn was the Dawn and Catrice were the visionary for that.
Yes. So
Forged by Fire, Built God Tough.
Y'all forgive me. I done interviewed so many people. I know exactly who she's talking about. I know the book, and I'm going to see if I can find the cover. I tried to get in touch with her through an email, but we are honoring Catrice because Catrice brought you all on. So Forged by Fire, Built
Tough.
Yes, that is where I met you. Yes. And that is the book. Got it. Okay. Listen, Yinka, we found out that it's over 500 people that I interviewed. And that's for all of y'all. Okay, so I had to stop you there for a second, and we're going to soon bring in Coach Judy in here. But you've been in some amazing book projects. But as you just started us, you let us know, and that is the Forge by Fire. That's
Yes.
what you talked about. That has, at a point, you stopped praying. It was as if
Yes.
you were in the fire
Yes.
of, oh man, go ahead, go ahead, because what's
Yeah.
happening now is that was the promise, but the promise came with a but.
Exactly.
How many books down the road?
Oh, do you know that? I think I did when I did Fought by Fire, Build God's Self, I did A Joyful Heart. Then I did More Precious Than Gems, She Knows Her Worth. Then I did
Yes.
um Heal Her. And Heal Her was really a story of, moving from pain to promise. And then I did
Yes.
um um ashes we will rise. And then I
Out of the
did I
ashes.
did the Finally
Yes.
Free series with Dawn. I did Finally Free 2, Finally Free 3, and I did Abba's Daughters. I did the one I did with Dr. Doreen, Winner by
Yes.
Knockout. And
Yes.
and honestly
So
speaking,
there's been quite a few that you told your story.
yes. So I told different stories of
Wow.
different aspects of my life, all the things that God had brought me out from. So incidentally, just as my son was turning 1, I get diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and that was another journey that I had to undertake with the Lord. So all the books that I've written in, I take
Mhm.
different aspects of my life. I take my journey with with having a child. I take my journey with being diagnosed with MS. I take my journey with having to pray for a child, for to conceive. I just talk about different aspects. And I find that the more I talk about it, it's like God was just healing me through that process. So I was able to process
Yeah.
all the journey. I was able to take everything to God and actually see God on the journey with me. And that's what writing has done for me. Writing has helped me to see that even when I'm in the storm, he was really with me. He was the one carrying me. And so now, I have so much joy to tell people that, look, God is not a liar. He's never going to go back on his word, and we can depend on him.
That's right.
And I just, I'm just hoping that everybody that reads any of my books, they kind of draw strength from it and know that, look, what I'm going through, I always tell myself this too shall pass, and so whatever it is you're going through, just be reminding yourself this too shall pass. So
This this too shall pass. Well, listen, I want to congratulate you again on such an amazing journey as an author. Your journey has just been incredible that you bring us into your world
yes,
of this young man who is so amazing. He's 16 years old now, and you introduce us through to him
yes,
through your writing. It is incredible. I'm just humbled to know you. I'm humbled that God has placed you in my life. You are in my life. Uh,
yes,
I've come to know. I've come to know you through your writing. I've come to know your child through your writing, and that to me, I just think is just so amazing. Listen, thank you so much for all that you do, and I'm very appreciative. Congratulations again. I'm
and it's
um,
all a pleasure. It's amazing what God is doing through us and in us.
yes, I am. Yeah, I am so appreciative. Listen, I want to share my screen here because you are a parade of my authors that are being celebrated today. So bear with me here for 1 second while I play this because you are. I'm going to share. just sharing. I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulty. I think I got too many windows up, is what it is.
Yes,
But
it's been a busy day for
that-
you, Sandy.
but I thank you. I love you. Congratulations again on your amazing, amazing award. Could you give us your last thoughts for someone that may be catching a replay as an author? Coach Shirley says, amazing. Amazing story she has, definitely. Would you give us your last thoughts for someone that not sure if they want to tell their story? I want you to come from that angle.
Yes. So my last words to you, if you're still a bit undecided about sharing your story, and that is something that that was said to me when I was undecided as well. And I'll say to you as well that when you've come out of a storm and you've gone through it, and God has taken you through all the processes, and you're finally out of it, the story is no longer yours. It's no longer yours. Now the story belongs to the body of Christ. The story belongs to God's children. And so you're not talking about it. You're actually denying someone else the strength, or the what they need, that extra push they need to get them out of their own storm as well. So I just want to encourage you, don't hold back anymore. Just put pen to paper, start writing your story, because the story is no longer yours to hold on to. God is going to use your story to bring some other person out of that storm. God is going to use you to deliver many people. He's going to use you to show himself in the lives of so many other people. So I just want to encourage you. I just want to give you that extra push you need. Start writing your book. Thank you.
You are so, so welcome. We congratulate you again as being, yes, not a visionary, but you are an author trailblazer. You have blazed the trail for many writers, for many individuals that, thank you, Madam Shirley. She says, great nuggets, sis. And they are just great nuggets. Listen, if I had some music there, we're gonna let you go out with some music and all of this fun stuff. Wait, don't go nowhere, Yinka. Let me go ahead and get you some claps and all of that soundtrack and see what
Sally, you have me for the whole day now. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, good. Just hang in here. We may switch out and go on another link, but come on, I'm glad. And yeah, you can hop in. You're going to be with me. All right. Well, listen, since you said that, we're going to play our intro one more time and do the reels. And listen, we've got the phenomenal, yes, Judy in the house with us at the table. And I'm super, super excited that she is with us right now. Who am I talking about? Is Dr. Judy Abrams. Yes, indeed. So y'all hang tight with me and we will be right back. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Authors Appreciation Midday Celebration. We're celebrating all day long. Periodically, we're going to be showing you clips from over the past 6 years that Coffee Conversation has had the honor and the privilege of interviewing many, many authors. Well, y'all, we actually counted. There's over 500 individuals over the past 6 years. And so we have kicked it off today. Today is our last day. Tonight is the final finale. So that's why I wanted to take today, and we're going to be popping in and looking at some replays and doing some backdrop stories, some fun stuff. I'm forgetting the name of the titles of the book. Yinka been helping me out. That's all. So listen, oh man, We got Dr. Judy in the house with us today, this afternoon. So listen,
Hello, Dr. Judy.
yes, indeed. Y'all go grab your lunch, get your beverage, and come on. We got Yinka on with us all the way from the UK. And we got some audience folks, Madam Shirley, all the way from Nigeria. She in. Conversation that come a long way, girls. It has. You're on mute, Judy.
Hey. Now, come on. I'm a podcaster. I should know better, right, Dr. Sandy?
Oh, Sandy is fine. Oh my goodness. We've come a long way, haven't we? Not just me, but you all have been on this journey as well. 6 years. I would look up, and when we would do an interview and the authors would come on, we had Yinka over there in the UK on at 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Yep, indeed. And then we have Judy. Come on, say hello to our audience. Congratulations. We want to appreciate you. And I'm getting a video and everything together over here. So, and I got to get my box of tissue. I'm going to just get a whole roll of toilet paper. Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Judy Ambrose, and I am privileged to be back on Sandy's show. This is not my first time, and I'm so glad to be here this time, this award season. And I was watching all the authors that came through here, Sandy, and I tell you, you have interviewed some choice authors. Yes, you have. Yes. And so I am glad to be here with my healing words. And since God saw fit to Sandy to have me in this realm.
Yeah.
After a massive stroke, two craniotomies, and waking up from a coma. And he still favored me to be on your show today.
Listen. The other night, it was Tuesday night. What's today? Today, Thursday. Okay, so that's what's been happening. We've been talking about the power of God, Yinka and Judy. I'm telling you, it was Tuesday night that really affirmed that I was doing the right thing. And the Lord has given me a word as well. And then I want you to just come on and just share your heart with us. He said to me, you're in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
And a year ago, he added, it's an affirmation is what it is. And I'll be releasing a t-shirt probably by the end of the day. Because I've been saying it, I put it out there. But I'm headed in the right direction. And I want others to know you're in the right place.
Yes.
At the right time. Headed in the right direction. Oh, come on, Dr. Judy, come on and talk.
We are heading in the right direction. You know, you just reminded me a couple of days ago, generational turnaround is the name of my show, but it's also the reason why that's my number 2 mandate. He added to generational turnaround back to God. And that is my movement, campaign. Everybody, it's a generational turnaround back to God. And so I am not here by chance. I'm here by choice, God's choice. He woke me up again that morning And that morning was Mother's Day. He woke me up to my daughters. He could have woke me up the day before or the day after, but he's so intentional. Okay, he already knew my family is a praying family, so they were already in the waiting room praying. And my daughter had been at church because this was Mother's Day, and the whole congregation was praying. So when she came in, I was still in the coma. But when she turned to walk away, I woke up.
Hallelujah. Thank you,
Not
Jesus.
intentional. When everyone said it didn't look good, well, that's because they were looking through some fog glasses. But God knows when, how, and where. And so after that, I hit the ground running. And I've been running for almost 18 years between the stroke, massive stroke, and I'm paralyzed on one side of my body. But in my speech, I'm sure y'all noticed, is still a work in progress. But not to worry, because God is talking through me, and y'all are hearing God, not me. I'm just the vessel. So do not be conformed. Okay? Don't. Because what God has for us, nobody can take it away. Now, we can give it away by ignoring what he's saying and what he's showing, but we can't lose it unless we give it away, and that's by ignoring. And so I am so I'm, I'm so when I look back over my life, I have tripped, I have fallen, but I never stayed down. Now, I may have been down longer than I would prefer, but guess what? It wasn't my, it was God's time that I'm right now. Activate your faith, everybody. I tell them because that's what woke me up from the stroke. Activate myself. So that's my words, Sandy. Activate your faith. And now I have a publishing company, Activate Your Faith Publishing. And I've written 4 books. I have 3 anthologies. 2 have been others, and 1 was me and 6 other people that has disabling conditions. We all put together, and I helped 2 of the, oh my God, 2 of the overcomers write their books.
Thank you, Lord.
That's me, Sandy.
That's the least. That's what you're doing. I hear you. Yinka, come on. You want to, as Yinka said, God is too good. Parent, come on and talk. What's on your heart and on your mind as you meet this amazing, both of y'all are
Goodness.
fabulous.
You know,
Both of y'all are just amazing.
oh my
authors.
God, Sandy, I'm in awe of God. Judy, you will not believe it. My mom is just recovering from a stroke, and it's something I've been praying to God for. I'll be like, okay, because when the initial stage of it, where they can't talk, where they cannot, where they're not mobile, you start to feel, oh God, what's happening? Is she going to recover? Is she going to recover? So I think God is very intentional pairing me with you because he wanted me to see. He needed me to see what he could do, so that I can actually know where to hang my faith, So I'm just in awe of God, honestly. I'm literally going to call my siblings that you don't know what God did for me today. This is so
I'm
good.
so glad.
That is amazing, amazing. I want to give a great big shout out to Apostle Alicia George. She is in the audience. Apostle Alicia George is one of our sponsors of the show. I'll be sharing her information. Apostle, listen, if you feel like you want to come on, I'm actually going to be on all day periodically. If you want to pop in, say hello to our audience. I would love, love, love. But I know,
Hello,
listen.
Apostle.
They're saying a hello to you, but we love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming through and supporting. I will be putting her link up in just a moment. She is one of our sponsors of our broadcast, and I'm super thankful of her being one of our sponsors. Listen, I just want to, as they say, reset, recap, do all of that good stuff, as to share with you all that we're doing our celebration. Yes, her business is Boss Business Coaching. It is Boss Business Coaching. I will be sharing her link, and all I can say is that she's phenomenal. She's also a podcaster. She has a podcast on every Friday evening, and you can find her on Facebook. And I'll be sharing her information and her link. But Apostle, thank you for coming through. We are celebrating, yes, the 6 years has graced us to be on Coffee Conversations, the birthing of Coffee Conversations. And these two ladies, Yinka Kalani, all the way from the UK, joining us. It's early in the afternoon. She told me she's going to hang out with me all evening. I bless the Lord for that. And we have, yes, Dr. Judy Abrams. Dr. Judy, I'm going to pull up one of your interviews and both of y'all's interviews. And we're going to take a recap. We're going to look back over some time of some of the interviews. Okay. And listen, I tell you, that was an amazing testimony. You could say she's going to call all her sisters and her brothers. Yes, indeed.
Sandy,
Go ahead.
Sandy,
Go ahead.
I just want to, can I let everyone know what,
Sure. While you do that, give me just a second. I'm going to share my screen. Y'all bear with me here. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, there we go. So I love how as you brought it in for us to know, one of the things is that when God gives you something, to be patient, know that he never makes a mistake. But you also are you're putting us into the conversation and those cries out to God. You waited so long to have this baby. You prayed for a baby. You prayed to be pregnant. And that's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And then, as you said, from the diagnosis, that you're bringing us into that. And so when you look back, how old is your son now?
He's 16.
16. Oh my goodness. Same smile. Oh my. You tell us about your baby. That's, and that beauty that God, you're just, God chose you for him.
Yes, he did.
And you are letting us know. I remember interviewing you during the early stages, and you talked about how important it is to be there with him on a daily basis, but also taking care of yourself.
Yes.
And that's whenever I became part of your world, for you to share that with us, is that you have been speaking to people that have special children that are special needs, but then you let us know that they're really no different. But as the needs that they may have are different from other children. So I received that because of my grandson, and so you really helped me to be able to navigate in helping my grandson and his mom. Yeah, that because of autism and
Yeah.
us being advocates for him. So we know that it is you all. I promised that we were not going to keep her long tonight, but we wanted to make this announcement that yes, you have been waiting. You have been waiting patiently, and I'm going to let her announce the book. Go ahead.
So the title of the book is When Your Promise Comes with a But, and it is coming out on Friday, the 22nd of March.
Yes.
So y'all, that was a
And
year
we're
ago.
going to be
Oh
putting
my
out her
goodness.
release dates that she will be on tour on Coffee Conversations and Book Talks with Sandy. You also will be here. You are going to be able to hear her on our Spotify channel. We'll be able to play that. So while she's sleeping, you all over there, you will be able to hear her. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop on that one. Judy, I'm going to look up one of yours. I'm looking for yours as well. Let's talk about Judy. I want you to talk about as an anthology. Congratulations, you're receiving the Visionary Trailblazer Visionary Author Award. And I would like for you to share with us as a visionary. You mentioned that now you are a publisher. You have helped individuals that also have, quote, disabilities, and you give a different definition what society says about disabilities. So bring us into that decision of doing, and tell us about the authors. That's the book I want to look up in our interview. So if you will, go ahead. I'm going to step back.
Okay. The book was Activate Your Faith, Witness a Generational Turnaround. And that was the 7 authors, and we call ourselves 5 loaves and 2 fish, because that made the 7. And it just happened that way. It's not that I really intended it, but God did. And so I helped 2 of the authors become authors because one was blind and one had recently had a massive stroke also. And it was an honor. And then it was like a community, that we have made a community of, because God said we are not disabled. We are well able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that people may expect of us. So what I did was put a hyphen in between this and ability, and a hyphen always means separation. So we needed to separate that word. And so going into Activate Your Faith Publishing was like, that's what I was destined to do. So I have worked with 4 other authors, and what I did was interview them. And after I interviewed them, then I would have the interview changed to Audible and then words. And then I would go through and, put it in the format, do the editing. And I had another friend in the background. She was also had a stroke, and she was really good at editing, and it just all worked out. And so that is where Activate Your Faith, Witness a Generational Turnaround because that was inevitable. If you activate your faith, you will see generations turn around from
Amen.
that action, that belief, that knowing that they are not alone. A lot of young people still believe that they're on their own. Even with mama, even with daddy, that still mama and daddy can't do everything. So they have to call on God to find out that there's nothing that God cannot do. And so God gave me healing word that came after activate your faith, witness a generational turnaround. Before, I was getting ready to have a summit, the GT summit, and everything was going wrong that could go wrong. It went from a live to having it virtual. 2 days before the summit, God said in no uncertain terms, there will not be a generational turnaround until you heal. You've got to heal. And healing comes with the word. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. And so healing words were formed. And healing words, when received, have the ability to initiate and counteract the negative effects of past experiences and conditioning, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. Healing words are designed to penetrate deep into the core of a person's being, rooted in the idea that words hold significant power by reversing the negative condition that society often imposes. Healing words can instill a sense of freedom and respect. They encourage individuals to redefine their understanding of self worth and healing, breaking free from harmful beliefs that may have caused suffering. Healing words resonate deeply, y'all, within the receiver, enabling them to heal and rediscover who they were meant to be. So ultimately, healing words are a means of reclaiming one's authentic self through gratitude, self-love, growth, and a journey toward holistic well-being. So healing words is going to resonate deeply within the receiver. Don't so there is nothing stronger than healing words, and healing words like love, unconditional love. We know about that, but we know that only God can truly show unconditional love, empathy, respect, communication, forgiveness, support, understanding, patience, connection. These are all trust and growth. Those are healing words. When they're said and when the action is put behind the scene, you have healing words that the recipient will automatically know that there's help in those words. So that's what healing word come from. My new book, Healing Words, Speaking Life into the Generations. This is a parent guide. Young parents, older parents, middle-aged parents, and I call my village elders because the village elders are still in effect. You can still go over to Aunt Vic's house, sit on the stoop, or sitting in her room and get some healing words. And when you leave there, what do you feel? You feel rejuvenated. You feel like you just had a rescue. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it because I have 4 granddaughters. I have a ton of nieces and nephews, and over at TikTok, they have adopted me at Auntie, and they tell me they have stress, they have depression, and we've got to continue healing words. Healing words. That's what we need. Thank you, Sandy.
That's okay. Listen, I'm listening to it. You really blessed me with all that you're sharing and what God, this new project that the Lord has given you. What can we expect coming down the road from you? Is it this new project that the Lord has given you?
Yes, it's going to be, well, it is
Uh-huh.
continuing to bless me with other writers, especially disabled or senior writers who can recognize that it's time.
Yeah.
They can't take that, don't take that information with you.
Right.
Leave that information. And I'm also working with incarcerated mothers and fathers who are going to get out, try to reentry, and have not had time with their children.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to help them write their books, including what they were experiencing and feeling for their
Yeah.
children, because some of them will not see their children. But if they put it in a book, what they were experiencing, they may read it.
Yeah. 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 That is so true. Um, Listen, you are in my, I'm all in my archives, Dr. Judy, trying to pull up. But I tell you what I am going to do. We want to see you on your podcast. So if y'all will bear with me here for 1 second, I am going to do a clip of Dr. Judy. Come on and tell them you're a part of the CTR Media Network and
Yes, I am.
podcast, how people can find you.
Okay, well, I am powered by CTR Media Network, Dr. Tina Ramsey, and I am on, well, you can find me on YouTube, and I'm Generational Turnaround Podcast. I will be on tonight at 7 o'clock Central, and tomorrow, 7 o'clock Central. And then I will be on Generational Turnaround Show, where I have my own show, and it will be on Roku.
Yes.
And Sandy know all the places where you can find me, but it will be on Generational Turnaround show on Sunday at 7 also.
Okay. And so when you say show, so are you, what is your outlet? What are you using? What's your platforms for your show? Let's start there.
Well, YouTube.
Okay, so you're on YouTube with the turnaround.
Podcast.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay, everybody, this is why our guest that we're talking to now has received the Trailblazer Visionary Award, and it is none other than, yes, Dr. Judy Abrams, and we're going to just hear her and her guest. Look at this. This is an unplug. Oh, it's telling me I need to put this in to get my access. Okay, all right, we will do that. Y'all, we are live, okay? And we're having our celebration. So let's go ahead and take a listen to, she got the hat on and everything.
That was Mardi Gras.
You podcasters should join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Interviewing the wrong lead, convicted so keen that God knows making choices astray, preventing them from walking a dangerous way. The numbers of the youth, staggering it seems, their belief in any means, even extreme, but we call upon God as our first reaction, offering an alternative or divine attraction. She'll disappear, hoping where they aspire, to detour them to show a path is higher, a profitable outcome, pleasing to God's sight, benefiting the 99% shining the guiding light. Generational turnaround, open doors wide for more people to thrive. No one left behind, see the truth, unraveling the why. One more decision to turn around, redefine. Generational turnaround, the podcast and truth, bringing undeniable proof. In a world where decisions cast a shadow, generational turnaround.
Baby, we mean life right
For
here.
the young, the denied. We bring truth proof, no longer.
All right.
I love it, Dr. Judy. I love it.
Music
Y'all, let's
off of y'all.
and we're listening to Judy Abrams of the Generational Turnaround Podcast.
Good morning. Good evening. This is Generational Turnaround Podcast, where we seek the truth, but we bring you the proof. And I know I'm looking crazy right now, but I've been parading. I've been in my hometown, past Christian, Mississippi, and that's the best parade on the Gulf Coast. And so these are my beads, okay, my Mardi Gras shirt, my vest. I had the whole works on today, okay? What you think about me, Sway Low?
It looks like you've been living your life to the fullest. Looks like you've been having fun. So yeah, that's why I was like, I said, well, what you been out doing today? You've been out, enjoying it. And that's what it's beautiful.
I have. Let me tell you, there were thousands of people in a little town. I mean, a little town. I don't think we have 10,000 people in there. But today, there were more visitors from all over the coast and all over the country in that town, that we had more visitors than the people that live in the town. So it was great. But then we had a lot of home folks that comes home once a year, and it's at Mardi Gras. Not Christmas, not any time of the year they come for Mardi Gras. So I was so blessed to be able to I didn't really go to see the parade because it's so crowded.
Mm-hmm.
But my friend lives down the street, and so you can see the floats and everything, and
Right.
you see people passing by the droves, going to go get their
Right.
throws, and just have a great time. And
You get
so,
a chance to see your friend and see the parade all at the same time.
and meet somebody that you didn't know.
Mhm.
It happened too. I said,
Yeah.
look, let me tell you. I have people coming up to me. Okay, men, let me tell you like it is. Men coming up to me and
Mhm.
saying, "Oh my God, you're
She
gorgeous."
better go ahead.
And I'm
Okay.
like, okay, thank
Love
you,
it.
thank you. I don't even know how to
Love it.
treat when someone, well, anyway, that's another story. That's a disability. Okay, disability unplug is what I was doing. That's when
You don't look like what you've been through, is what you're saying.
I know, yes, that's what I'm saying, and that's what they said. But you look, the way you look and act determines what you're gonna get in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stop that right there. Oh my goodness.
You
That is
would,
what you
you
get in
would
life.
pick that
And
one. You would.
I love it. I love it. Listen, Yinka, did you see her with a fancy hat? And
Yeah.
so we have Mardi Gras here. We have Mardi Gras, and we have in New Orleans and the Mardi Gras and all of that. So listen, yes, congratulations on all that you're doing, all of the amazing work you have had. You've come on our show several times. You have guests that authors, as you mentioned, one young lady in your book was she survived an airplane crash.
Wow.
Yes, she survived an airplane crash. Tell us about that particular author.
She is a mother of 3. She is in a wheelchair. She drives, takes care of her children, and yes, she was in a plane crash, and it was a plane that she was going to eventually learn to drive, but fly. And so it was not a major airline. It was, what do you call this? Private plane. And so she said everything had told her, even her family had told her not to go. And even the day of, she wasn't feeling good, but she had a friend that was really motivating her to go. So she ignored the warnings that came from God. I'm going to put it like that because it was so intense, and they came so many different ways. And they got up in the sky, the engine failed, and they started crashing. And she was hurt the worst. Nobody died, but it was quite an experience. But it's her faith. She had big faith that God was not through with her yet. So she is doing very well raising her children. And I met her on Believe in Your Dreams. Yes, that's where I met her. And so she's not writing, but I did get her to write that chapter. and it's a wonderful chapter on surviving in faith.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm on mute. So I want to take a moment, and that is an incredible story when I met her. I want to take a moment and acknowledge our sponsor for today and throughout this tour. It is none other than Coach Alicia George. And I want to share my screen. I put it across the chat. We have some amazing individuals that are sponsoring our event this month. And so I want to take a moment and acknowledge our sponsor, Boss Business Coaching. Boss Business Coaching is where, you can see here, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. I'll read it again. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. She is an apostle. She is an author, a speaker, and a vision coach. Her quotation, it comes alive. So if you are looking for someone that can definitely help you with your vision, then look out for Boss Business Coaching with Coach Dr. Alicia George. And this is her. You've seen her all through social media. And one of the beautiful things is that she is known as a crystal clear, a certified business branding and speaking coach. She is the founder of Boss Business Coaching LLC and Superb Boss Business Enterprise LLC. She is that coach who guides innovative Christian women to identify, create, and launch their products, dreams, and visions by her strategic formula: START. Simply take another risk today. Approach is to build 5 pillars to unlock your vision and set goals that make implementation easy. Dare to dream, define the dream, dream bigger, define the dream, declare the dream, defend the dream, and declare the dream. Her transparent approach and commitment to women who are entrepreneurs and vision builders allow them to walk in faith and turn their fear into fuel. Once you have your goal call with the vision coach, you will have an eye opener to your vision. It comes alive. So listen, if you are looking, I've put it across the ticker tape there. And also I will be putting it in the chat there on our Facebook page, as well as you will see it on our YouTube channel. So listen, we want to thank our sponsor. She is one of, I think we have about 6 sponsors, and we'll be introducing those sponsors all throughout the event. So I'm going to be wrapping it up on this end because we have another group of authors on another link. And I will actually be right back. Yinka, I'm going to send you that other link as well if you want to join me. But who we're looking to interview, I do want to give a great big shout out to the authors that listen. Everybody's schedule is different, and we do understand, but I promised the Lord that I was honoring these individuals. So we're going to take time to honor them. And so, ladies, if y'all will join me in acknowledging our authors for today that God placed in our heart to honor for this award. Okay. And that is none other than Visionary Leadership Award recipient, which is none other than Cheryl Mims. And she is Evangelist Cheryl Mims. She is a #1 visionary international best-selling author. She's a published author, caregiver advocate, and motivational speaker. So we want to give it up and congratulate her on her award of being the Visionary Leadership recipient. Our next award for today, you will see her in the later broadcast, and that is Author Leadership Award goes to, yes, it is Evangelist Bertha D. Winston. She will be joining me in the 3:30 p.m. broadcast, and that's 2:30 Central Standard Time broadcast. And we also have Cher Graham. Cher Graham has been in tons of books. She is phenomenal. She is a speaker, a multi-time international #1 best-selling author. And listen, all I can say is she's a dear friend. I would look up and she says, yes, I'm coming. I would have the author tours and she would show up. So we're acknowledging all of these authors. And yes, of course, here we go, is our Trailblazer Visionary Leadership Award recipient. Yes, Dr. Judy Abrams James. And yes, we know her as she's a multi-international best-selling visionary author. And yes, finally, we have Yinka, who is receiving the Author Leadership Award. And Adeyinka Kalana is a multi-international #1 best-selling author as well. And I want to say, I believe that is it for our midday recipients. And I'm about
Thank you, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you, Sandy. Nice to meet you.
Y'all gotta hold me together. I'm about to cry.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I'm gonna be a hot mess all day long. So
Thank you,
listen.
Kenny. Thank you, Sandy, so much.
You're welcome. You are so welcome.
You know, nothing is.
Can you send me Dr. Judy Ambrose's handle, please?
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Can you put it in the private chat? She wants to connect with you.
Okay, Sandy, in my book I have a website,
Okay.
generationalturnaround.com. It's real easy.
Okay. So what we're gonna do?
And also, I'm a nonprofit.
Okay.
The Generational Turnaround.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me know that. I am so appreciative. Well, listen, I think we're going to wrap it up because I think I've got some more folks that are scheduled on another link. So I want to open up that link so that I'll be there. Listen, guys, just stay on Coffee Conversations page because you're going to see me popping in. And then after this broadcast, we're going to be showing some more, and then we'll end that one. And then tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be wrapping up the parade and the awards. Listen, ladies, Yinka, I got to know your address, and because you all are receiving physical awards and certificates.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, you are. We've got the order in, and so we want to make sure that you get them. And so I will be doing follow-ups with everyone to get your address. So in this call, yes, we'll be doing that. Any last words from you? I'll start with Yinka. Any last words from you?
Yes, I just want to encourage everyone that whatever it is God is telling you to do, however big it looks, just take that first step and you will see him just open doors for you. You will see him just expand it for you much more than you can ask or imagine. Just know that our God can be trusted. Our God can be trusted. So I look forward to, seeing all the amazing things God is going to do in and through all of us. Thank you very much.
You are very, very welcome. You're a dear friend, and I'm so grateful for you. Any last words, Dr. Judy?
Yes, there is nothing to it. Whatever you look, if you believe first in God, then you know that his promises are, he will always, I will supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory, not man. So Just remember that. And God will see you through.
Oh, yes, indeed. God will see you through. He has seen us through 6 years of doing what someone said, you have a show, and I'm like, huh? And it also came from just stepping out in faith. Don't have it all together. Don't all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. But we stepped out just saying that as long as we're in the space, we will always have a space for authors. I want to thank our international best-selling author, who is our Author Leadership Award winner, Yinka Kalani. Thank you so much for always being supportive to Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. And of course, Dr. Judy I always want to call her James, but Abrams. And yes, she will, you can find her on CTR Media Network, all of those outlets. She, as you mentioned, she just find her on CTR Media Network and find her in all social media handles, even on TikTok, y'all. Yes, indeed. She got some folks over there. She got thousands of people following her on TikTok. But listen, y'all be blessed. And
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
All right. Y'all take care, and we will see y'all on the other side.